I take a deep breath, steeling my nerves, and firmly push open the doors to the auditorium. After a quick scan of the room, I select the seat near the back. I can tell this is a first year introductory class based on how spread out the students are and how quiet the room is. I hate that I have to take intro classes again. Some of my electives from CI&Y did not encompass the full scope of course material, whatever that means. A hush blankets the auditorium as a man strides to the front of the room.
Good morning. This is Piloting 101. Is everyone where you are supposed to be?
The professor waits patiently as a handful of students shuffle towards the nearest exit. I yawn and watch them leave with disinterest. He drags a web page from his tablet onto the screen behind him.
This is the class web link. Consider this portal as your lifeline for the course. You will find all your assignments and readings here, as well as your current grade in the course. You can find my contact information in the tab marked Contact. My office hours are listed, so please do not hesitate to stop by. Even I get lonely at times, and I appreciate visitors.
That comment got a couple of weak chuckles from the room. Memorize the information. I automatically store the information into my memory.
Now that we've gotten all the boring stuff out the way, I'm sure you're all eager to learn more about the qualifier exams on Friday.
The class visibly perks up.
The qualifier exam will not only register you as an active pilot, but will also provide you with your team ranking. I'm sure you've already picked out your teams by now, but I'd still like to remind you all that each team must have a minimum of 4 people in order to qualify.
A hand shoots up from the middle of the room.
Yes?
Are you sure exams are this Friday? That only gives us 2 days to find a team.
Soft sneakers fill the room. The student visibly shrinks from all of the eyes now focused on him.
The majority of students who began their first year here at Ace Academy are aware of the timeline for the qualifier exams and use their summers to form a team and prepare. In the past, we had extended the preparation time before the exam, but found that the majority of students did not need nor want the extra days, so we adjusted our schedules accordingly.
But what about those of us who didn't know about the qualifier ahead of time? What do we do?
I suggest you get to work finding yourself a team. Any other questions?
The student scowls but shakes his head.
Good. The qualifier exam will pit your team's starting 4 against 4 AI gears. You will then be assigned a ranking based upon your overall performance relative to the other teams. Don't worry if you can't defeat all the AI gears. They are programmed to be extremely difficult to beat. Please ensure your gear is in pristine condition for battle. All exams are demonstrated live instead of in a simulator to most accurately gauge ability. Any questions?
He is answered with silence.
Let's get started then. Please check the web link for your assignment and have them complete for the next class. Welcome to Ace Academy. I hope you all have a great rest of the day.
A thunder of chairs scrape along the floor as students file out of the class. Those who remain chat animatedly in small groups. Yawning, I wait for the crowd in front of the door to thin before making my way out of the room. Once I'm by the door, a snippet of a nearby conversation catches my attention.
Hey, did you see what they brought into the hangar today?
Yeah, that ancient looking thing? I'll be amazed if it still works. Where the hell do you even find something like that? I bet they fished it out of the ocean.
The students laugh loudly. I have a sinking feeling I know what they're talking about. As I hurry out of the classroom, I check my phone and I'm excited to see an email notification. I eagerly read through the email. It's just a note letting me know my gear has been registered and I now have access to the hangar. Well, that certainly makes things easy for me. At CI&Y, I spent days going through registration progress. We had to submit all of the paperwork ourselves, and of course, nobody in the administrative office was ever helpful. Satisfied, I put away my phone and make my way to the hangar. I bring up the map on my phone and touch the hangar, which lights up. Soon, pulsating lights dot the path from my current location to the hangar. It's a bit of a tray away from the heart of the campus, but I make good time. I scan my ID and walk in. I follow a long hallway, which leads into a grand space filled with towering gears. Every one of them is sleek, refined, and updated with the latest model of accessories and weapons. They weren't kidding when they said Japan was the leader in mecha technology. I walk past several rows of gear until... I am reunited with Eagle. A crowd of students surround it. They speak in hushed tones that break into snickers when they notice me. I push my way towards them, but they disperse before I even reach them. Most are trying to hide their laughter and failing miserably. I give my gear a detailed inspection to make sure it didn't suffer any dings or damages during transit. So far so good. My gear may be a bit bulkier than others, but it's in great working condition, which ultimately is what matters. The colors are still bright too. I wonder if they polished it for me or if it always looked this good.
The other guys might laugh at your gear, but I sense that it's different. Spirit. Something that makes it stand out amongst the others. Yes, I can feel this one is truly special indeed.
No, I hadn't noticed the student beside me. His arms are folded and he's nodding with closed eyes, as if he's saying something truly deep and meaningful. Damn right, it's something special. I'm glad at least someone here knows a good gear when he sees one. I also fold my arms and nod. I'm tempted to ask him repeat himself so I can record those words of wisdom. Damn right. I think the other guys are just scared. Do you need something?
Oh, right.
He seems almost surprised as if he's forgotten why he came. He fidgets so much I wonder if he's nervous.
The name's Sho Shinjiro. Pleased to meet you.
He thrusts his hands out in greeting, grinning from ear to ear. I cautiously shake his hand. Hi. I'm Kite Cadet.
You're a second-year pilot too, right?
Yeah, how did you...
Not that many students transfer during second year, you know? You're the talk of the pilot's lounge. A mysterious, foreign transfer student.
That would explain the interest throughout my gear. Guess I didn't quite live up to their expectations. I'm not sure what they were expecting though.
And I deduced that you are this transfer student.
I wonder what gave me away. Couldn't possibly have been my magnificent golden locks?
I've gotta say, I thought you'd be taller.
He starts comparing our heights with his hand, and is a bit disappointed to find we're about the same height. Again, just what was he expecting? We don't all look like Leonardo DiCaprio. I think his perception of America is a bit skewed.
Anyway, you're new here, which means you're not part of a team yet, right?
Right. That's been on my mind since class ended. I'm not. Almost certain I know what he's about to say next.
Well, it just so happens that my team is lacking that oh-so-vital fourth member we need to be able to compete.
He looks at me helpfully, then leans in close. A little too close. Personal space, man.
You see where I'm going with this, don't you? Basically what I'm saying is, you should join my team because we're awesome.
Sounds kind of fun. But let's see what our options are. As fun as that sounds, I'd like to check out the other teams before committing to any of them. Oh. For a second he almost looks heartbroken. That is quickly replaced by his usual goofy grin.
That's cool. I understand. No big deal.
I'm glad he's taking it so well. I was worried he wouldn't leave me alone until I joined him.
Most of the other pilots generally hang out in the pilot's lounge. If anyone's looking for more team members, you'll find them there.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
For sure. Good luck, Brosif. Just remember, we're always here if you change your mind.
We wave goodbye before heading our separate ways. So my best for now is to head to the pilot's lounge. I pull up the campus map again. Small red light pulsates when I try to locate the pilot's lounge. I'm about to head towards the exit, when I spot a group of pilots heading in the opposite direction. Maybe they need another team member. They're already a good distance in front of me, so I hustle to keep up, and follow them through a winding tunnel. I'm pretty sure this is how people get murdered. Eventually, the group disappears through a door, which leads to the pilot launch. Huh, good to know. I grab the handle and push my way inside. Groups of students fill the lounge, all of them wearing similar striped teal uniforms. I take a few steps, then pause, trying to decide how to handle the situation. I should probably target groups of 3, right? Since teams function as group of at least 4 pilots, my best is to assume that any group of 3 is still looking for a 4th member. Eyes fall on a group of 3 students sitting at the far end of the room. There's an extra chair next to them, so I saunter over and take a seat. Hey, you guys look like you're missing out a pilot.
And who are you exactly?
Transfer student from CNY. Best in my class back home and looking for a team that needs a skilled member. A group of 3 exchange look with each other.
Transfer? I heard the exam was pretty tough.
I managed.
Right, well, we're actually not looking.
Oh. She smiles politely and waves over another pilot.
This is our 4th member. Sorry.
She looks at me like he's expecting me to move from his seat. I don't. Any idea who's looking?
We don't keep tabs on all the other teams and their needs. As far as I know, all teams were formed over the summer, but you can keep asking around to see if anyone's missing a member.
Well, thanks anyway. I stand and walk away from the group. Scanning the room again, I see there are no other groups of 3. Everyone seems to have a group of pilots they work with already. So much for trying to find a team this way. Should I see if Show will still take me, or just head home and try again tomorrow? Yeah, maybe I should go to Show. No other options. I look around the lounge for Show. He mentioned that his team needed another member. Hopefully that's still the case. I see him standing with 2 girls at the opposite end of the room. One girl, with bright red hair, stands to the side and talks quickly on her phone. The other girl, with dark hair, shuffles her feet while Show chats inanimately to her. Hey, Show! He turns towards me as I approach.
Hey, Brosif, what's up?
I was just wondering if your offer was still open.
To join? Hell yeah! No luck finding another team?
Nope. You're right about it being though.
Cool. Well, here's the rest of the team.
He gestures towards the dark-haired girl, who stares at her feet while the redhead continues chatting on her phone. Show motions towards the dark-haired girl.
This is Mayu. She's the coolest person on this team. But, don't tell Kaori I said that.
He glances at the redhead, who isn't paying the slightest bit of attention to us. Mayu blushes deeply.
That's not true.
It's nice to meet you, Mayu. I'm Kite Cat. I smile at her and hold up my hand. She wrinkles her brow in confusion, then gingerly shakes my hand, and continues to shake it.
Sorry!
She immediately drops my hand and returns her gaze to the floor. Show turns towards the redhead.
Hey, quit being rude!
Her gaze shifts to him and his smile falters.
I mean, will you be done soon? I'd like you to meet someone.
She frowns
I need to call you back.
and snaps her phone shut.
So, this is Kaori.
Something about that skull seems familiar. Especially that hair. Oh no.
You!
What are the odds again that we run into each other again? We already apologized, so... What are you doing here? She crosses her arms.
This is my team!
Well, actually, this is our...
Sho flinches from Kaori's piercing glare.
Your team, right. Carry on.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't expect to see you again. She pauses, then shrugs.
Me neither.
Sho's eyes widen in surprise. Then he breaks into his usual grin and slaps me. A little too forcefully on the back.
Kaori's actually being civil towards you? Why didn't you tell me that you two were friends?
We aren't. He ran into me this morning. Literally.
Sho raises an eyebrow at me.
And you're still alive?
Huh?
What is that supposed to mean?
She steps towards Sho, who immediately jumps back.
Nothing. Anyway, since you two aren't friends, this is Kaori.
I'm Kite Cat. Nice to meet you. Kaori nods.
So...
She shrugs.
It's not like we have much choice anyway.
Sweet! You're on the team, bro!
Thanks, I think.
So you're probably wondering why we need another member.
Actually, I hadn't, but now that you mentioned it... Yeah, kind of.
Basically, Kaori and I were part of this super awesome team, but then they stopped being awesome, so we left.
Wow, Sho. For once you didn't ramble.
He feigns offense.
You wound me. All my stories are brief. Remember when I told you about my one birthday where everyone showed up where... Remember when I told you about my one birthday where everyone showed up wearing the same clothes as me?
He turns to me.
Actually, it's a pretty good story. So basically, I grew up in this kind of... Mayu knows where I'm talking about.
Don't encourage him.
Mayu smiles faintly.
Anyway, the point is, we used to be on a team, but left because the team was turning into something we didn't agree with.
Except Mayu. She's a first year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she got a whole bunch of invites to other teams, but decided to join us. We're pretty lucky to have her.
How come you chose this team? Mayu shifts uncomfortably under my gaze.
I trust Sho.
I wait for her to say more, but she doesn't. Kaori taps her foot impatiently.
So, now that you know all that, are you in?
They're all a little strange in their own way, but I think I can learn to get along with them, even Kaori. Yeah, I'm in.
Great!
Kaori checks her phone.
I've spent too much time talking to you and I need to get home.
With a short wave, she heads out.
We should get going too.
Mayu nods. Yeah, me too.
We'll see you tomorrow?
Yeah, see you. We wave goodbye and go our separate ways. I walk quickly towards the parking lot, and before long the first few spots come into view. As I get closer I can see just how far the lot extends. It must suck for those losers who had to park at the opposite side of the school. I stand where I remember parking my bike, but it's been replaced with a different one. I scan first few rows of my motorcycle for my bike, but can't find it anywhere. This can't be right. I'm certain I parked here. Between the campus and the lot is a small building. That must be where security is. As I approach, a burly guard frowns at me. Excuse me?
Yes?
I parked my motorcycle here this morning, but it's no longer here. He turns towards his computer.
What's your pass number?
I don't have one. He looks back at me and raises an eyebrow.
You parked in a reserved space without a pass. What did you think was gonna happen?
I thought my bike would still be where I left it.
Well, now you know better. Your motorcycle has been impounded.
My chest feels like a hand is squeezing my heart. My baby. What if they scratched it? That jerk must have called it and gotten my bike removed once he came to. What a sore loser.
You can pick it up in the morning.
Why not now? The guard looks at me as if I had two heads.
Don't you know what time it is?
I check my phone. It's 5:01.
Exactly. I'm off work.
What? But we're still talking.
Not anymore. We're closed. If you have a complaint, you can submit it in the morning.
Wow. He ushers me out of the building and looks up. I guess I've got no choice but to take the bus home today. When I make it to the bus stop, there are a handful of students already waiting. I scan the faces on the off chance that I'd recognize someone, but I don't. After what feels like a lifetime, the bus arrives. I'm able to find a seat right away and have an uneventful ride home. As soon as I open the front door, I hear a clanging in the kitchen. Nikki must be home. Just as I predicted, she's stirring a pot. surrounded by a mess of appliances. Hey Nikki. She glanced up in surprise.
Hey, you're home early.
Am I? It's right around dinner time. What are you making?
Guess.
I try to peek in the pot, but she hides it from me.
No cheating.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Barbecue sauce.
Are you kidding me right now?
Pizza.
No, you don't cook pizza in a pot.
Okonomiyaki.
Again, not something you cook in a pot.
Suckling pig.
What?
Odin.
No.
Chateau.
How do you even know what Shadrow is?
Woohoo. She just looks at me.
Seriously?
So that's a no?
How exactly did you get into the most prestigious pilot program in the country?
I grin at her and she grins back. I'm just glad you're the one cooking and not me. Everything you make is delicious. You really have a talent for cooking, you know.
Oh, shut up.
She tries to hold back her smile, but fails. Did you go shopping after school today? I didn't know Uncle Kaito kept all these ingredients at home.
Yeah, I did. Sushi yesterday was so good, but I wanted something more hearty today, you know?
To Nikki, hearty foods are comfort foods. Does that mean you had a bad day at school? She blinks in surprise, then laughs.
Of course not, it was great! I met a lot of people at the club fair they held after school. There are so many cool clubs. Did you know they have a kendo club? You definitely wouldn't find that back home. I think I'm gonna try out for their dance team though. Maybe run for student government.
Wow, sounds like you've had a pretty productive day. She quickly checks the pasta and nods.
Definitely. I'm a little disappointed they don't have a cooking club, but that's okay. They offer a cooking class, which I'm taking. Soon I will be an expert in Japanese cuisine.
Maybe you can start a cooking club.
Ooh, maybe.
I begin to set the table for 3 when Nikki shakes her head.
Didn't you see Uncle Kaito's text? He'll be home late tonight.
Oh, I haven't been checking my phone. Soon the table is set, and both Nikki and I have a full portion of pasta in front of us.
How was your first day?
My day was kind of weird. It started out horribly. I almost ran over this girl on my way to school, but being the gentleman I am, Nikki snorts and I pointedly ignore her. I stopped to help her. I'm lucky I did that because when I was looking for a team to join, the only one looking for members was hers.
So she let you join?
Yup,
Lucky you.
that's what I said.
So it sounds like finding a team today was super important.
Oh yeah, the qualifiers on Friday.
But that's in 2 days.
I know. Everyone else knew this in advance and formed teams over the summer.
Well, that's not really fair.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Sounds like you've had quite the day.
The conversation continues and eventually lulls to a natural close. Soon both of our plates are polished clean. I am so full.
Who told you to be such a pig?
I help her with cleanup. I think I'm going to relax for a bit, then go to bed early tonight.
Yeah, me too. Good night.
Night. We part ways and I head into my room. It's too early to go to bed, so I'll start the process for getting a parking pass. Who knows how long it'll take before they mail me one, and I'd like to get it sooner rather than later. I log into my weblink and find the documents to request a permit. It takes me longer than I expected to fill out all the paperwork, and it leaves me exhausted. Crawling into bed, I close my eyes and soon fall asleep.